Hi, 7-Footers crew. We are back. It's a Wednesday per usual. Jenna here.
It's Rod.
And we are in the 7-Footer studio.
Somewhere in a random, undisclosed location in New York City. Bet you can't find us.
Yes, you cannot find us. And for all of those Raptors fans from last week, thank God you can't find us. Okay, we buried them. So, as we are in the midst of the conference finals, we have a heavy recap for you guys this week, a really busy week because the draft lottery was last night, May 15th. The draft combine started today, May 16th, and we got a lot to cover here.
A lot to cover. Let's get into it.
Let's dive in. A topic that is a little bit sore to me since, as you guys know, I'm an Eastern Conference girl, Celtics Cavs. We are headed towards Game 3. We got to talk about Game 1 and 2, though. Game 1 and 2. Okay, let's go here now. As you guys know, the Cavs lost Game 1.
Blowout,
sweep. We'll just forget about that one, all right? We'll just chalk it up, whatever. I mean, LeBron said he wasn't concerned, neither were we until...
last night.
Game 2. Okay. 107-94 was the final score. The Celtics pulled out the W, but the Cavs were leading at the half.
They were.
55-48, we were leading at the half. What happened to us?
I will tell you this. This Cavaliers team is not very good. Is really what that comes down to.
They are hot garbage is what we said one of the weeks.
Yeah,
hot garbage.
I think I might have said hot garbage.
I think you did.
And that, I think, holds true. I mean, LeBron aside, because he is the greatest player in the world, the rest of that team is not very good. And I think what you're seeing is they're getting exposed by the Celtics, right? The Cavaliers have a lot of one-dimensional players.
Yes.
Guys who can either shoot or play defense, but can't do both.
We're not diverse.
Right?
On the floor.
Conversely, look at the Celtics. Their guys can do everything.
Everything.
They can shoot, they can defend, they can run on the break, they can dribble.
Their defense was impeccable.
Yeah.
In Game 2, Game 1, especially in Game 2.
Yeah, they played well. And I think, LeBron's realizing that. And Kevin Love played well in Game 2, but really it's just LeBron and Kevin Love, and that's unfortunately not enough.
And it's sad that we're at the point now in the playoffs that LeBron alone is just not enough.
No, he's not. And I think what we're seeing is that this Celtics team is very good. We talked about it, I think, in episode 1, this idea of Brad Stevens and how good of a coach he is. And again, I do think he's great. He's probably the second best coach in the league. But it's not like he's coaching a bunch of YMCA scrubs that you find. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are really good.
Yes.
And so is Al Horford.
Al Horford is having an outstanding postseason.
Where you can say he's doing a great job is with guys like Terry Rozier and Marcus Smart and Marcus Morris, right? Those guys are maybe playing a little bit above their heads, right? Mm-hmm. But the talented stars, they're playing like talented stars.
They are.
And yes, Jaylen Brown is in year 2, and yes, Jason Tatum's a rookie, but those are stars. And I will also say this.
They're franchise changers.
They are. I will also say this on the flip side. Cleveland's defense is also making them look like they're all-world players because I don't know what they're doing defensively, but it's not good.
No, it's not working. It's not working. So Game 2, let's start from the top here, all right? LeBron, he feels out Game 1, whatever, not concerned, gonna go home, have a glass of red, whatever, it is what it is. But in Game 2, which he said he would be ready for, he recorded a record 22nd playoff triple-double of his career with 42 points, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds.
Huge.
He came to play.
Huge.
He stepped up to the plate. There's a lot of memes online where it was him sitting there, and it was the meme said, I showed up, don't blame this one on me, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it's really a roster construction issue right now, is that the rest of that roster is just not good enough. Again, J.R. Smith, his shot's gone away.
J.R. Smith's shot goes away and comes back blocked.
But it's been away for a while.
It's been inconsistent like Tristan Thompson.
Right, Tristan Thompson, we're not sure. Kevin Love's been playing better recently, but he's really the only reliable guy LeBron has right now. Look, when they traded away Kyrie was that guy.
Okay, I'm not going to take credit for this statement as Rachel Nichols. It should because she said it.
Right.
They did not have to trade Kyrie.
They didn't.
They did not have to trade him.
They didn't. The question is that who do you fault that on? Is that LeBron?
Well, somebody does.
Right, because you have to find a way to get along or figure out a way to play with someone as good as Kyrie. Here's a guy who hit the most important shot in the playoffs in 2016.
I know.
The dagger game winner, right?
I know.
I mean, you were there. I know. Yes. 7-footers fans, if you don't know, in Jenna's mind, Kyrie Irving is her husband. So that's sort of how that
I
goes.
would even start a good friend. No, but he's on my favorite players list. This is an inside
among every NBA player.
No, I'll show you the list later, but this is not why we're here. So anyway, why don't we move on to how incredible the Celtics played in this game? We have Al Horford obviously having an exceptional playoff.
Yep.
Marcus Smart turned up the energy in the second half. He came off the bench with 11 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals. Marcus Smart's here to stay, and he's saying, "This is my house."
He's one of those sort of like not afraid guys, right?
Nope.
Like there's no back down in Marcus Smart.
The Celtics in general are not afraid of the Cavs.
No, and in a weird way, they almost don't even fear LeBron, right? They respect how great he is. They're like, that's cool. You can score your 42 points and go nuts and triple-double, but the rest of these jokers ain't doing anything.
Nope.
And sure enough, really, that's sort of an old way, an old school mentality of how you defend a team that's got one alpha player, right?
Yes.
Okay, you get yours. The rest of these guys are going to do nothing. And sure enough, that is what's happening with the Cavs. Mm-hmm. LeBron can do his thing, but the rest of that team really is suspect. And the question is now, where is the series over? And, what do the Cavs do? Because Game 3 is not till Saturday in Cleveland.
Yes.
Do they find their mojo back? Because, look, again, LeBron's going to have to depend on guys like Larry Nance Jr., Jordan Clarkson, George Hill. I mean...
Rodney Hood.
Rodney
deciding
Hood.
to come into the game. Not going to let it go.
I mean, I think Jeff Van Gundy said in Game 1 during the telecast, he said, the Cavs are going to need Rodney Hood this series. And I tweeted it out, and you can find me at JS Hector. I said, if you are saying that the Cavs need Rodney Hood to win this series,
then you're in trouble.
Right, that's not a good look.
Okay, well, your question. Yeah. I'm going to answer one of your questions this week. Do I think that the series is over? I don't think it's over.
Right.
Would I say my confidence is great? No. But here's the thing. The Cavs are going back home to Cleveland.
Yes.
They're going to play on their home court. They need that bump from the stands
the home crowd,
and the home
sleeping in your
crowd
own bed, all that. Yeah.
They need this little break that we're getting until Saturday, but then again, we had a 5-day break and still lost in Game 1. So let's not count on breaks.
No, and the big thing too with them is they need to figure out a way to knock down open shots. Because the Cavs are getting looks. They're not making them. Right? I think they're shooting 20-something% from 3 in this series. That's not going to cut it.
No, that's not going to cut it. It's not playoff percentage.
I mean, if they can even get that tick up to 30%, I mean,
anything at this point
the
will
games
help
might be
us.
better. JR hit a shot. George Hill, they start hitting a couple threes, the series might change. So look, they're obviously in a huge hole, and playoffs history has told us teams that go up 2-0. Almost 85% of the time or so generally typically end up winning the series.
Yes.
But they still have LeBron James, so let's not...
Well, that's why I feel like it's not just yet over. We always know this is classic LeBron. And this is the thing about the Celtics and the Cavs. They never start their games the way they finish them. They don't. They're both very similar, which is why they match up so well, which is why we're here in the conference finals.
Very true. And the Celtics haven't been great on the road this postseason.
No, they have not been great on the road.
So,
So we shall see. But like I said, home crowd, couple days rest, a little bit of reflection, knowing that their backs are against the wall. I think LeBron's going to reach in his magic hat of LeBron-ness and sprinkle a little LeBron dust around and hopefully get it done.
This is the game, right? Because, and I quoted this from the late Glenn Frey, the Eagles. And in a documentary, the Eagles talked about, he said, every band is on the verge of a breakup. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of where the Cavs are right now, right? If they go down 0-3, the series is in effect over because the likelihood of them winning 4 in a row, not likely.
You're right.
What happens to the Cavs?
Okay, well, this is my favorite part of the Eastern Conference segment. Every segment I prepare a bombshell question for Gerard that I work on all day, and here is my question, okay? The last time that the Celtics and the Cavs played, where they knocked LeBron out, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
They knocked him out of the semifinals, it was,
2010.
You know your stuff. stuff. You know your stuff. 2010, they knock him out. This Cavs go home.
Yeah.
After that, dare I say, LeBron James headed to South Beach,
Brought us down to
Miami.
South Beach.
And we all know what happened when he went down to South Beach.
Yeah, they won some chips down there.
That's exactly right. The big three. You got Dwayne and Bosh. Legends, legendary story, legendary crew. History is written on it now.
Yeah.
So my question to you is history going to repeat itself? How likely is it? And if LeBron goes,
where does he go?
Where does he go?
If they get unceremoniously swept out of this round, there's a very good chance he does go somewhere. The question I have, that you're asking me, I'm going to throw him back, is where does he go? Because there aren't a lot of options. Here's the thing about LeBron James. Will almost every team, except for the Warriors most likely, would they want LeBron James? Yes. The problem with that is that when you bring LeBron James, yes, you automatically go to title contender, if not favorite.
You're automatically going to the playoffs.
Right? The question, though, is that what does his impact and the LeBron-ness do to your entire roster and the rest of your team?
Because somebody's going to get bumped. He's going to come in and bump somebody.
And he's going to eat up a lot of your cap space because he's signing for the max. He'll do his normal 2-year deal or the 1-and-1, right? 1 year with the 1-year player option, but he's getting the max for that year, whatever that $40 million worth of supermax is. So that is going to take up a lot of salary for you. Who has the cap space to do that? Who wants to go on a luxury tax? So there are a lot of sort of, possibilities. Look, people are saying Philly. And
I wouldn't mind seeing Bron join the process. I wouldn't. Like I said, I'm an Eastern Conference girl.
I don't think that's a terrible idea, but we can save that for hot topics later because I have some thoughts about LeBron in Philly. Could he go to the Houston Rockets? Maybe, but again, you'll have the same problem. You'll have Harden, Paul, and LeBron. 3 dudes getting the max. How are you filling out the rest of that roster?
Oh, my God.
With what? With what? you got no money left.
That's right.
With what?
It's very true.
You have to assign everybody to veteran minimums. That's as good as LeBron is, I don't know that a Harden, LeBron, CP3 team is still good enough to beat the Warriors.
Well, we learned that a little bit with OKC. You cannot put 3 All-Stars and expect greatness. It didn't happen there, and it might not happen.
Who takes the back seat in a hypothetical?
Exactly, because
LeBron goes to Houston.
Melo wasn't taking the back seat on OKC.
Right. These guys are prideful guys.
They are, and you know what? In a way, I agree. In a way, I'm like, okay, how bad do you want that
the
chip?
ring? Yeah.
You know.
I think we're gonna get into that with our next piece of this conference finals recap.
I can't. Like, you just kill me. Speaking of chips, before we wrap up the Eastern Conference, this series is getting chippy.
It certainly is.
You have, what is it? You have Marcus Morris versus Tristan Thompson.
Yeah. Actually, what do you think? What do you think Marcus said to Tristan? You think he said something about Chloe?
Well, according to the memes online, he said, "This is for cheating on Chloe, this is for this, blah, blah, blah." The memes went wild, and you know what? It was inevitable.
The internet stays undefeated.
Yep,
you know
absolutely.
how that goes.
And then we have J.R. Smith against, the world.
Listen, J.R. against everybody, right? Al Horford. And did you see Al Horford's sister tweeted out? She said, "I hate you, J." I mean, she used some other colorful language in her tweet. But, I hate you, J.R. I mean, like, it was... look, JR is obviously frustrated, and that was, I don't think he was intentionally trying to hurt Al.
I was just going to say, what do you think it was? Because the announcers were even saying, he's hitting him from the back while he's in the air, he's helpless.
Yes. I mean, not a good look.
It didn't look good.
I don't think he was trying to injure him.
No.
And the league didn't, today they announced they're not going to suspend any further disciplinary action, so.
Either way, this series is getting very
Look,
tricky.
the thing about the playoffs is, Jenna, unlike the regular season, you see the same team every day, and after a while, they start to get on your nerves.
Yep,
And Boston has, Marcus Smart and Marcus Morris are those kinds of guys that just annoy you. And JR is very much like that too. They just get on your nerves.
But Marcus is like next level.
Marcus Smart is next level.
He's like loves to taunt people.
Yes, he just gets up in you, and that just gets annoying. And listen. He's doing his job, and it's working.
You're right.
Celtics up 2-0.
Exactly. Alrighty. Go Celtics. And you know what? Just because, I do have a soft spot for the Cavs, a.k.a. Kyrie, R.I.P. trade. I do love my C's. I really do. And for all of you people saying on a last note that they are underdogs, this and that, they are not underdogs. They aren't.
They're the better team.
They're a little bit young, but look at the Sixers. They're young too. Like,
they're the better team.
They are the better team.
Celtics are the better team. Again, it's just about, is LeBron great enough to drag this carcass of a roster to the finals? That's what it's about.
Exactly.
It's how great can LeBron be? Because the rest of them, I just, they have not. And they showed it all year. They haven't been good.
They need to show up. They need to show up.
For sure.
Game 3, Saturday, and you guys will hear from us about that.
No doubt.
Next Wednesday. So let's wrap up this Eastern Conference, and we will see you guys in the next segment for the Western Conference, his conference.
Stay tuned.